Your thinnest body is not always your healthiest body.
Yeah.
The doctor said to me, you could lose a couple pounds.
No.
Yes. I was working for Erewhon corporate offices at the time. I would bring these protein bites to work, and my boss said, "Can I try them?" And they're like in my Tupperware that I would keep in the office fridge.
Yeah.
He goes, "If you don't package these, you'd be stupid."
Wow.
Meg J talks about the phrase, "the world is your oyster." In the book, they talk about the 20 flavors of jam versus the 3 flavors of jam. And the one with the 3 flavors of jam, that company demoing at Whole Foods, actually has more sales than the one with 20 because people have decision paralysis. If you aren't embarrassed by the first version of your product, you've launched too late.
Here in New York City with Sydney Karmes-Wainer, and we're so excited to have her here.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
So Sydney is the founder of French Squirrel, which are like these delicious...
Here's the shrine.
Yeah, we were actually really hoping she'd bring them here today, so we're really happy about
We're going to do a taste test later.
And they're like it's a healthy snack company, and you founded this in your 20s, which is so cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm Elle. This is Ava.
And I'm Madison, and this is the 20-something playbook. So Sydney, can you tell our audience a bit about, what French Squirrel is and how it came to be?
Yes, and first I just wanted to say how aligned this podcast is with me and the brand, seriously, especially because I think I shared when we first spoke that, that The Defining Decade is one of my favorite books, or if not like in the top 3 favorite books that I recommend people. So I'll definitely talk about that.
Yes,
something I'm passionate about, and I think everyone in their 20s should read it and also listen to your podcast. So
Thank you.
So I'm adding that on the what people need to do. So I'm Sydney. I'm the founder of French Squirrel. We make all healthier sweet snacks. So everything from chocolate-coated dates, chocolate-coated protein bites, cereal clusters, and date peanut butter. And we've been in business for almost 5 years.
Amazing.
And everything is seed oil free, no artificial sweeteners, colors, preservatives, just real food, real ingredients. And as I was just saying, dates are really having their moment. And we have dates incorporated into almost every single one of our products in some way. It's a really great low glycemic sweetener that is high in fiber, high in magnesium, high in antioxidants, and it's just the best. And there's so many more health benefits. Yeah. But it's my favorite sweetener, and that's how we sweeten all our products.
Oh, they're so yummy. I'm so excited.
I'm
to
really
try
excited.
them.
I'm not even lying. I've been watching all of your French Squirrel stuff. I'm like, I need her to bring
Thank you.
of course. I am so excited.
Something I've been doing more so in New York is bringing samples with me around because I think that the difference between LA and New York, in LA you're driving around and I'm not necessarily schlepping a whole bag of things. I'll leave some things in the car. And then when you're out, you don't have samples on you in LA.
Yes.
And here I've been taking samples with me, and it's been the best thing ever because I've been running into people. I walk around in New York and I go, oh wow, that store looks great. I have samples on me. But because when you're in LA and you're driving, you're not going to pull over, stop, park, find parking, and then say, oh well, I'd rather go home and email them.
Yeah, exactly.
And here I've learned that people, in order to make business happen in New York, you have to be there in person.
Wow.
And so it's been really great. So
that's amazing.
That's why I have the whole bag of
Is that part of why you moved to New York, because of business?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. I really wanted to expand here. Yeah. It was also personally, personal growth.
Yeah.
For business. But also to get my products into more stores here, which has been more difficult than I thought.
Yeah, and you have a really amazing story as to why you started French Squirrel. Can you share what that story is?
Yeah, of course. So started this in August of 2020 is when we launched, right in the middle of COVID. Wow. But basically to, go all the way back to actually how I started French Squirrel, because the whole business happened by accident, a happy accident, but I never meant to start a business like this. I went to UC Santa Barbara for college, and I studied communication and French, and I was part of a sorority, and I share this openly on my Instagram, which is that I grew up eating relatively healthy, but then I think that when you go to college sometimes and you have like all those options, and that's not how I grew up. I ended up, you know, putting on some weight naturally, which happens when you leave home cooked meals. You know, I was a part of the soccer team in high school that I wasn't in college. Like I was so much more active in high school, you know? And so that did happen, as it does. And I remember going to the doctor, and I didn't think that I was really overweight. The doctor said to me, you know, you could lose a couple pounds.
No.
Yes. This guy just out of nowhere, like just said it. And he said it so harmlessly. It was probably with good intention, obviously. And he didn't
The doctors are always classic for like...
Yeah. Like
I've been there. There's like doctors
like
who are
no
like,
tact.
That happens so much.
Yeah. You know, male doctor. And it's no disrespect to him. He was just doing his job.
Yeah.
He's only doing what he's like...
What he knows.
What he's trained to do. And so I took that and I go, okay, like let me try to eat healthier. So then naturally, what do? You go look on the internet. You go look on social media. And slowly what started out as like innocent became disordered. And I was also in my sorority house where I was watching girls eat things, and I'm like, why are they only cutting the banana in half? Why are they not eating just stuff like that? It was so crazy. And I always, you know, pride myself on not letting others influence me. Like I have a very strong head. Not to toot my own horn, I just mean like it takes a lot to like...
We're all very strong over here.
I totally understand.
So the fact that even like penetrated my brain meant that it was very prominent. Obviously. It wasn't just one girl. It means it was most of them.
And you believed it yourself.
Yes, of course.
If you're surrounded by it, then you think it's normal, probably.
And I like to say that because I like to make the point that I'm not really gullible like that. Even then, it affected me. It affected me. That means it can affect so many women who actually don't have the
like if you're not easily influenced,
like
if you're not influenced and you were influenced, then that's crazy.
That's the word. Easily influenced, exactly. So then I eventually was, you know, over exercising, under eating, and I lost my period for many years. Almost 3 years. And my wake up call was when I went to the doctor, and she tells me, you know, you got to go on birth control to get your period back. And I was like, why?
Yeah.
I was like, why do I need a medication to give me something that I innately should have? And my mom didn't understand why I would say this. Like, it's a generational thing. My mom goes, why wouldn't you listen to the doctor?
Exactly.
And I was like, love you, Mom. That's all she knows. Again, it's not, but why? Why I should just, you know, anyway. So I ended up, you know, taking some tips from the doctor, but then I realized I wanted to heal it naturally. I didn't want to take birth control. I wanted to go on my whole like holistic journey, which was very new at the time. People thought it was weird. My parents didn't understand. My friends thought I was wacko. I was taking herbs. Like, it wasn't cool to have cupping marks on your body. And now it's cool.
But it was first.
But no, it was weird then. Like, I would like be embarrassed at the gym because I would think people think I'm weird. You know, but now it's like recovery. It's crazy. So then anyway, long story short, I went on a whole healing journey. I was vegan. I ended up eating meat again, going to acupuncture, just really resetting my whole nervous system from all the stress that I had caused on my body. And I started making these protein bites that I would eat throughout the day, because essentially to get your period back, what nobody wants to hear, but it's honestly the end all be all, is you gotta gain weight. Everyone wants to put on, here's how to get your period back, here's how to do, with all these things. You gotta do this, you gotta do that. No. If I'm gonna boil it down to one thing, you just gotta gain weight. And nobody wants to hear that because that's not what women want to hear. So I was starting to snack more, and in a healthy way, not gaining weight on McDonald's. I mean, like I was incorporating more protein, healthy fats. So I'd make these protein bites, and I was working for Erewhon corporate offices at the time in LA, and this was my first job out of college. And I would bring these protein bites to work, and my boss said, why are you always eating the same snack every single day. And I was like, oh, he doesn't know that I'm on this journey and whatever. It's just like, for all he knows, there's like just chocolate coated protein bites. And I'm 21 at the time.
Wow.
And he goes, can I try them? I go, sure. And they're like in my Tupperware that I would keep in the office fridge.
Yeah.
He goes, these are amazing. If you don't package these, you'd be stupid.
Wow.
And I was like, what? And I only had my French Squirrel Instagram at the time, which is what I started in college to just start like documenting how I was healing my relationship with food. So I was videoing restaurants, videoing recipes.
Yeah.
And after that, I listened to him.
Oh my God.
I started making them in a commercial kitchen.
Wow.
And then I posted it on my Instagram. And I said, hey guys, I just launched I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even say I launched a business. I just said I launched my protein bites at Erewhon. Go get them. I have 3 flavors. And and it was so organic and authentic and now I'm 3 manufacturers later and like 7 products later. And it makes me crazy, but I love it.
Yeah. It makes you crazy. And then can you
That's the
tell
story.
me, I love that story.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask quick, how did the name French Squirrel come about?
Okay, that's so funny you ask. I was just gonna go back and explain that because there's so much to that. It's actually named an homage to my French grandmother. My late French grandmother, Sarah, used to pronounce the word squirrel weird. Like, French people cannot pronounce the word squirrel. Like, regarde le squirrel. You know? Anyway, and so
cute.
And when I was 11 years old or something like that, my mom was buying domain names on GoDaddy. Okay.
As moms do.
Yeah.
My mom does the same. We're not the only one.
No. And I was really young, you guys. I don't know where this came from. I did a book report and I said in the book report that I was going to open up a restaurant called French Squirrel. And so my mom bought the domain name FrenchSquirrel.com and she paid the $5 every single year for this thing.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. And then when I was starting my Instagram, I said, I have this website. I'm just going to name the Instagram French Squirrel.
Oh my
Then afterward, when I was naming the product, I go, well, I'm going to name it French Squirrel.
Yeah.
It's my Instagram. And you know how many branding people and in my life and friends saying, that's a weird name. French Squirrel. You sure you want to name your business that? I go, yeah. It's because it's weird
different.
that I want to name my business that.
Yeah, well, it sticks out.
Yeah.
It does stick out. No, it sticks out to me too.
Oh, thank you.
I
And
love
also
that so much.
nuts, squirrel,
Yeah,
it works.
yeah.
Everything has peanuts, almonds, something
I also
like that.
think something about French Squirrel. It also sounds healthy and like it sounds like the brand.
Oh my God, thank you.
Yeah, I'm serious.
I'm
it
so
does.
glad. And then also, people have tried to get me to even change the logo or the little icon.
No, it's
and
so
actually
cute.
the little squirrel in the back, which you can see, it's a squirrel with a beret and sunglasses.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'll put in a close up of
My
that.
friend drew that for me when I studied abroad in Bordeaux.
Wow.
So I lived in France for 5 months.
Oh
Wow.
my
And
goodness.
this friend of mine drew this little squirrel. And some people are like, what is that? Is that a dog? And it doesn't matter because it's so meaningful to me and sentimental that I don't care if it doesn't
Not this perfect.
a perfect
branding,
squirrel.
yeah.
My friend drew it for me.
Yeah.
I literally just digitized it, but it's her art.
That's
And
beautiful.
I don't care. And everyone always has an opinion.
I know.
It's
I gotta
good
say
though.
too. We're big on storytelling. Everything. We're screenwriters. So
Yeah.
That's amazing.
the story behind this is so much better than what would be a perfect logo or a perfect title.
Well,
I think
that's
that
what makes it
story,
unique, and I love,
Yes.
and I think authenticity is the best thing you
It
could
always
do.
stands
Thank you.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And was this something that, here you are today with this beautiful snack brand, going back to your university years, was this something you ever wanted to do? I know we spoke about this briefly when we had our phone call, a couple months ago about, being, going into an area of your interest and that kind of leads you to where you want to go. Can you share a bit about that? Because it's inspiring.
So that's where I'll segue to the defining decade.
Okay.
Because in that book, Meg J talks about the phrase, the world is your oyster, and how although it seems like it is a positive phrase and it's said with good intention, it's actually very damaging, especially to people who don't know where they want to go.
It's so true.
You then open up the can of worms to I can do anything. I can be anything.
Yeah.
It's like in the book they talk about the 20 flavors of jam versus the 3 flavors of jam. And the one with the 3 flavors of jam, that company demoing at Whole Foods actually has more sales than the one with 20 because people have decision paralysis. And so even though this sounds negative, we don't really have 20 options. You may think you do, but like when you say the world is your oyster, it almost wipes away 21 years of cultivated interest, what you just said. So like I could go become a marine biologist, but like what? Why would I? I know that I like food. I know that I like wellness. I know that I like business. I know what my interests are. And so when you say the world is your oyster, people go, "Oh my God.
Yeah, well, I could do this.
I could do that. I could do this." And then no one does anything. You know?
Get overwhelmed.
It's overwhelmed. So then that was the main thing that stuck out to me. And I tell all my friends that when they're like, I don't know what to do with my career. I'm like, find your 3 jams. For me, it was, I have 4. So this was, to answer your question, it would be to own a business like my mom, to work for my mom, to become a lawyer like my dad, and or work for another company. And of those, I worked for another company, and then I started my own thing. I did not want to become a lawyer. And my mom is in the jewelry business. Maybe one day I'll join her, but for right now, it's not my interest. So like I love food. And I just went that way. But to answer your specific question, in college, no, I had no idea. I think that someone said to me, "Oh, that's so smart of you that you like went in to work in the food space at Erewhon." And I was like, but that, okay. It wasn't smart of me because I didn't think of it like that.
You weren't making that conscious choice.
I was just like, oh, I like food. I like Erewhon. I'm obsessed with health and wellness to the point where it was crazy. I was like looking at labels of everything. But I wasn't like, I'm going to make a strategic career move and go work for Erewhon because I want to start my own business. It wasn't that. It was like, oh no, I just like this. And I'm going to do it. And then when you're in your passion and flow and everything, the universe sent me that opportunity, which is my boss.
I was just going to say how interesting that you followed your interests. And it
and that
led you to it being a strategic move without realizing.
So, and it bothered me because my friend said, "Oh, that was so smart of you." And I was like, I didn't do that on purpose.
You're like, darn.
I was like, that was not the reason. It almost made me feel like it made me feel like she was saying that I purposely worked there in order to do XYZ. And that's completely wrong.
And when did you read The Defining Decade? Like, did that help inform you to get into the food industry? Like,
and why?
Just follow your passion?
Did you stumble upon it or did you look for it?
I would love to. Okay, after this, I'm going to look in my camera roll to see when I read this. I want to say I read this like right during the time that I was working for Erewhon, right after college, before I started the job.
Because I feel like
I need to look this up.
Because hearing your story, it feels like some of that book might have been informing your decisions.
I need to. I'm gonna do that after. Because I said this to my friend, like her, who was saying she's struggling with like her next career move, and I said the jam story, and it like. It blew her mind, and she's like, "Sydney, this is so simple. Like, why don't more people know this?"
I know.
Well, it's because of social media too. And everyone's like, "Oh, well, I could go become this, and I can do that, and an influencer, and I could become a creator, and I can sell this." And
it becomes overwhelming with all the
How about you guys? When did you read it?
I read it on my 25th birthday.
She searched for it.
I searched for it. I found it on TikTok.
Oh wow!
And it was just like similar to you. It just like transformed the way I viewed my 20s and this time in my life. And it was actually very reassuring because like we didn't go to university. We kind of went the entrepreneurial route like right out of high school.
Okay.
And so it was really easy to feel like I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know where I'm going.
And like I don't even have a degree to fall back on. Like it's a scary thing because I do think education is so important. But it didn't make sense for what we wanted to do, which was screenwriting.
And we also have a background in acting, so we had like some contacts in the industry, so we felt like, okay, let's just go this route and see where it leads us.
Yeah, and just one more thing to add on top of that is we published a book in high school. And so that's where the screenwriting came from, is that we wrote this book, we published it, and our dream was to make that into a movie or a TV show. And so when Ava and I, when we graduated high school, we're twins and Maddie's 3 years older than us. When we graduated high school, we were like, okay, it was COVID. And it was like the first few months of COVID. Ava and I were like, okay, well, we know we want to do this thing. Why would we go to university when we can just start writing this
and kind of like learn
and just like
as we
start
do
learning
it.
as we go,
Yeah.
So that was what informed our decision.
We followed our passion, similar to you.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like, oh, this is going to make us money.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
we just wanted to do it and learn how to do it.
But you guys saying this is a rarity.
Yeah.
To say like, oh, I know what I want to do.
Exactly.
This is my passion. That's a rarity.
Oh, it is.
So
and like
rare.
that's why this podcast is so amazing, because most people don't know. But,
Exactly.
But they have the oyster effect.
Yeah, I know, the oyster
Exactly.
effect. And everyone always says too, like, and that's why we're interviewing people like you and so many amazing people, because most people don't know what they want to do, and everyone's story looks so different.
Yeah.
That I feel like hopefully people watching will see themselves in at least one of the stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
so-
appreciate the 3 jams analogy, because I was recently talking to someone who just graduated university, and they're like, I kind of like everything. Like, I kind of like a bit of everything. So I don't know how to make this choice or this decision. So I think it's almost helpful to like narrow down your options and go deep in each of those.
Yeah, and you know what you don't like.
Yeah,
I'd say
Exactly.
when you say the world is your oyster, it's like, oh, but I know I don't want to be a lawyer. So take it off the list of jams and say, okay, well, what do I like?
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds like such a simple concept, and some people can take it as negative. Like even when you're reading the books, like I remember it sounds negative to be like yes, technically I could go become an architect, but like I'm not going. Like I could go to medical school tomorrow if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But like
Well, even in high school, I watched Grey's Anatomy, and I was convinced I could be a surgeon.
No, yeah.
And then I was like, girl, that's not what you want.
It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. And like,
so it's really just about following your passions and interests. And I feel like a lot of people have a block about that, because even similar to you, like maybe I'll be a lawyer because that's what my dad did. Or maybe I'll work for my mom, because like I think a lot of people are afraid of what other people will think of them. So what advice would you have for someone who has a passion for something that's kind of unconventional or different and is feeling hesitant to go down that route because of what people might think?
I was just going to say, the word unconventional, that word has stuck out to me, because a lot of people say that about my job. They also don't understand. They don't get how I'm able to go from LA to New York and go here and go there and go travel there. Like being an entrepreneur is a 24-hour job. It's not a 9 to 5. And I'm so grateful for the flexibility. And it is unconventional. People don't get it. To the point where they're like, what are you doing?
Right.
Still. Even though I have a physical, tangible
product.
No. So they don't get it. Or even like my aunt doesn't understand that I'm like, I have a gut health TikTok account. Okay, which I can get into later. But I went on my own another health journey last year, and I started posting on TikTok about it, and everyone kept asking me how I healed my gut, how I was coming up with recipes. Can you post this? What supplements? What ingredients? And I made an ebook.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And I posted it on my TikTok, and the ebook it's crazy. It's helping so many people.
That's so good.
And it's unconventional.
Very unconventional.
What advice? I would say I think proof of concept is the hardest part in the beginning.
Yes.
So like if you can prove your concept, then people will stop, saying things, but it still won't. People will always say something. Like the hardest part is the beginning to prove your concept. And that means starting and then iterating. And I just did a vlog on this on my Instagram, but my favorite quote is from the founder of LinkedIn. If you aren't embarrassed by the first version of your product, you've launched too late. Meaning you gotta let something out into the universe, launch something, and then tweak it and adjust based on consumer feedback. Is the data, is it working? Is it not working?
I love that.
I would say, like, honestly, stay in your lane. As cliche as it sounds, if you believe that it can work, you gotta try. obviously not to a fault. If the data's it's not working.
Yeah.
But my advice would be to just start.
Yeah.
And I don't know to answer about the
I
unconventional.
love that. No, but I love the LinkedIn quote, and even that helps me even too, because as screenwriters, our pilots, we're writing a TV show. Our pilot is like
which is the first episode of a TV show.
Which is the first episode of a TV show. That's essentially your product that you're trying to sell.
Yeah,
and you have to get comfortable with feedback, and you have to get comfortable with the negative feedback.
The first iteration definitely was not great.
Yeah, it was definitely embarrassing.
That we got because of putting ourselves out there created where we are today, which is like
absolutely
1,000 times better.
10 drafts later.
But people will always say something, and I think as you go on, it bothers you less.
Exactly. And I find what helps me with the unconventional bit, because we're doing unconventional things too, is that if you, and we've talked about this a lot on the podcast the last few episodes, and it's about living your life without regret. And if you are going to regret not doing this unconventional thing, then just let that drive you. And then if people are confused or if people are giving you a hard time, just remember that it's your passion and you'd regret not doing it.
Yeah.
That's what drives me and motivates me.
I love that.
Like map out both options. Like I do this, I don't do this. If you don't do it, you're going to regret it. Like you have to go down the path, even if it's scary and hard and you're scared what people are gonna think. How did you deal with doing unconventional practices when you were healing? Like was that something that it was just kind of like you on your own, or did you find a support system? Like what did that look like?
That's a great question. I definitely have like my tribe. Of my friends who are into health and wellness that have that fully support what I do. And I try to live in the moderate lane. I'm not extreme. Like I take Advil. I am not. I'm not like shaming. Like I'm not shaming Western medicine. I think a lot of the messaging on social media right now is like, if you're into this, then like you must be anti that. I don't find that at all. I believe in the blend.
I agree with that.
I agree.
And I have friends in the health and wellness space that I'm so grateful for. It's literally the reason that I keep going. If I didn't have friends that are in the food space, I don't know if I could still do it. It is so difficult.
It's like shared trauma.
What is difficult about the food space? Because we don't know anything about
and I feel like there might be someone listening that might want to go into the food industry.
And people ask if I would have known this, would I have started it still? And I probably would have out of passion. But I just wish I would have known this just to know it. It is the most low margin business.
Wow.
You cannot charge what you think you can charge because then the consumer won't buy it. So you have like a cap. And it doesn't mean that they won't buy it. It's just that realistically, I can't make the clusters $30. So it's like the costs for organic ingredients are very high. Also, when you're first starting a small food business, there are minimum order quantities, and then there's tiered pricing. So you start with the lowest amount, and it's the most expensive. Also things like refrigerated trucking and chocolate and perishability and shelf life. But in general, it's the most low margin business. I did not see the light until the last year.
Wow.
It was hard. Small business, not much cash flow. Putting in money, all this stuff. It was a lot. So that was that. And I couldn't do it without my support from my family, friends, all the things, because I knew I was like, this is gonna work. It's gonna work.
You just have to keep going. You just can't
not
quit.
to delusion.
Yes.
But I was like, I'm seeing the light. It's getting there.
You can see it growing.
Because again, I'm very much in the moderate lane. I believe in the woo-woo universe stuff too, but then I don't want to sit here on this podcast and say, follow your dreams and it's gonna work. It sometimes doesn't work. And that's okay. And that's why I've had to cut different products out of the line too. We had a sunflower seed butter protein bite, and I was so happy that I could adhere to the allergy community. And it was a great product. Sunflower seed butter, no peanuts, no almonds. it was not selling.
Yeah.
I had a cult following for this product.
Yeah.
People were so angry when I discontinued it. Like they were like, this was my tried and true snack. Like, thank you so much. But and I so wish that I could have kept it in the line, but we're a small business. I couldn't afford to produce this product that wasn't selling it was not selling as well.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean is like when you start doing unconventional things, of course, the follow your dreams, all the universe stuff.
Yeah.
And believe in yourself, but also you got to look at the data.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree with
100%.
that. And
Sorry.
No, continue.
And then I was off the tangent. People thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
My friends that are not into health and wellness did not get what I was doing.
Yeah.
And now, and I definitely like am the black sheep in the family when it comes to those practices. But now my family and friends fully know that that's me.
Yes.
And they support it. And whenever I'm like feeling like stressed or off, like my dad will be like, have you gone to acupuncture recently? And I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. So they know. They know now. And I just think that, in my opinion, again, not a doctor, I just wish that the medication was the last result.
Agree.
Not resort, excuse me.
Yeah.
Instead of the first thing. It's not that I'm anti. It's just I feel like there are other things in the beginning that you can do. And I think the world is going there.
Yes.
Sure.
And I'm very
it's systematic.
happy about that. Yeah.
We talk about this. We work with a mental health nonprofit, and we talk about this with mental health as well. If you're feeling depression, it's often a lifestyle thing that you need to change. So it's like change the things that are easier to change first, or not easier.
Well, that's like Dr. Alex Corbs.
Yeah,
He's a professor of neuroscience at UCLA.
That's what I'm
had
referencing.
Conversations with him at our mental health nonprofit called Team.
Okay.
And he literally talks about this, where if you're going through depression, the first thing you should do is not medication,
lifestyle
but
choices.
lifestyle changes. Are you walking? Are you eating enough? Are you sleeping enough? Like, make those changes first and then move from there. Like, if you're doing the baseline,
go up the ladder.
like if you're doing the baseline things and you're still not feeling okay, then
then lean into medication.
Yeah, then maybe go to therapy. Then and then
medication. And
oh my God. Therapy changed my life. First of all, fully changed my life. But no, it's crazy. I also, on my whole gut health thing that I did last year, I was on this strict like protocol, Chinese medicine protocol, and I didn't have sugar for a long time. Besides blueberries, I wasn't allowed to have sugar. Yes, basically it's like a gut overgrowth, and you have to kill it in the body, and how you do that is by cutting out all forms of sugar, which was really hard for me given I had my history of disordered eating. But I swear, you guys, it made me feel so lights on. It was crazy. Back to your thing about, depression, mental health. I have never been so clear in my life. I was on my business stuff. I was like, I didn't even need coffee as much because I was so clear.
So you just cut out sugar. Like, that was really the main thing.
It was crazy. And I just, it made it, all the brain fog went away. I didn't even know I had brain fog until this cleared up. And it was a crazy ride.
Was there a reason you started that? Like, was there a specific reason?
The no sugar thing is my naturopath's protocol that I have to go on to help heal this naturally. And I have like this TikTok, and it's called Candida Queen 444, and it's Candida overgrowth, which is triggered from too much sugar in the body. So I had to go on a whole protocol last year, and it fully changed my life, and it actually healed my relationship with food completely. Because I saw, again, this is cliche, but I saw how food is medicine in a way, and it healed my body. It was amazing. And so, I mean, I eat sugar now back again. I obviously eat. But not. This is the most pure form of sugar.
It's date sugar.
Anyway, sorry, that was a tangent.
No,
I
love it.
Interesting.
I want to hear about therapy, and I'm curious if that helped you with your relationship with your body and the disordered eating you were going through.
You know what's interesting? I didn't do therapy for that. Even this is weird. I don't want to say I healed it on my own, but I sort of did.
That's good.
The therapist I work with has a background in eating disorders.
That's really important.
So we don't talk about it ever because I'm like
You're past it.
I'm past it, but it's actually cool that she has that lens in case anything comes up that ever is somehow related to that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do I think, would therapy have sped up that process for me? Absolutely. I needed to be in therapy then. I just don't think, I don't know why. It wasn't something.
Well, if it's not in front of you, then maybe you didn't think of it.
Yeah. No, my parents like sent me to a nutritionist.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what they thought was like,
right.
They didn't know.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, that would have sped up the process.
Yeah.
I started therapy right when I left my corporate job, Erewhon, and to build French Squirrel full time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that really helped with the transition,
Yeah.
like the limiting
Huge
beliefs
transition.
and the stress that came along with it.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for her. She's seriously, I tell everyone that they should get a therapist.
We're pro therapy here.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people in their 20s, it's so inspiring hearing your story and how you healed your relationship with food in your body, because I think so many women especially struggle in their 20s with their body, and it just doesn't feel like it's ever good enough. And with social media, it's just amplified.
Totally. Yeah.
So like, what would you tell someone who's still struggling with, maybe it's disordered eating, or maybe it's just like a low sense of self-love or self-worth towards their body? What would you tell them?
Yeah. Oh, well, that's so sweet. And it makes me sad that so many women go through this.
Yeah.
And I would say most women do. I think when I was talking to a friend, I think it's rare if you don't.
I agree.
It's surrounding you.
I think everyone, especially women, have experienced it on some level.
Yeah.
I think we
even
all
if
have. We know
we
people
all.
who
I
have.
definitely have it. Mine has never gone farther than something small.
Yeah.
But I'm also the younger sister. She went through it first. As
you
younger
have-
siblings,
You learn.
you watch and you learn.
Yeah.
So.
I would say that your thinnest body is not always your healthiest body.
Yes.
And so that's what I would say, because if you were to have seen me years ago, I probably didn't look like there was an issue. Like there were people, my family and friends knew.
Yeah.
But if you just saw me, you wouldn't have known. But I wasn't meant to be that weight.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is like, if my period wasn't coming,
Yeah.
that means I wasn't healthy.
Yeah, it's your body telling
Your
you.
body is telling you that something is wrong.
Yeah.
So like, find the weight that like you feel good at, and that your body is supposed to be at, even if it's not how you necessarily want yourself to look.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
You know,
Right.
like, because it's not sustainable.
No.
I mean, like I know what I'm supposed to be at, where I'm happy.
Yes.
Too. Like, forget the health thing too, but like in order to be healthy, you also have to be happy.
Yes.
And so, yes, I went on my whole gut health thing and like all this stuff. But like, I'm sorry, the point of those things to like heal yourself, the point of it is so that you can enjoy the cookies and the brownies.
Yeah.
Like, why do that then?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think it's like find your happy.
I agree.
And it's hard because there's social media, and then there's the plastic surgery and the this, and then you think everything is. It's terrible.
You're constantly being fed
Yeah.
so many different things. I really agree with that. Those like your thinnest is not your healthiest.
Right.
And I mean, everyone's body's built differently. Like even we learned in health class, everyone has a different body type.
Set point.
Like a different set point.
Set
And
point,
some
yes,
people are
I would
naturally
think so.
thinner and some people are not, like everyone has their natural set point. But I think, like you're saying, you should be eating to fuel your body and to enjoy eating as well.
Yeah.
And eat healthy and, do things that are healthy for you and fuel your body. And whatever weight you're at with that is what your natural set point should be.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also
100%.
think people forget that our bodies are not meant to look a certain way. They're meant to fuel us and where we're supposed to function and live.
Yeah.
Like we're not made to look a certain way.
No, I like that.
Like I always think about that. I can't remember who it was I saw on social media that is always like, whenever I get caught up in my head of what I look like, it's like my body is giving me life. Like I'm able to live because of what my body is doing on the inside. And I think it just kind of gets you out of your own head too. And just kind of focus on the things that matter. Like what we look like.
Experiences and memories and like that's what should
and
matter.
we fluctuate as women.
yeah.
The time of the month.
Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy.
by the decade, by the time of the month.
Right.
Like,
There's nothing wrong with you. It's just like your body does change.
I also
Yes.
say this to you
No, it's
because
true.
Maddie's also someone like you
you get like when we're working, if she gets tired, she'll be like, why am I tired? I don't want to be tired. I have to work. And I'm like, you're not a robot. You're a human being.
No, you have to tell it. You have to remind yourself that.
Yes. Like, I'm like, you're not a machine. Like, take a nap if you have the time.
It's almost like it's like a shame thing.
Yeah.
Too. I
You
know.
have to be productive all the time.
Like, I say that all the time. Like, you're a human being. Like, either if you really, like, if you're working right now, say you have a corporate job, you have to keep working. Have a coffee or have whatever caffeinated drink is healthiest for you. Yeah. If you have the time, take a nap. Sleep. Get your energy back. You know what I mean?
You're right. It's so like that's so simple, but it's true.
It's simple, but like we forget we're not machines.
Yeah. Especially, I feel like as women too, like we have a dance background, and the dance world is notorious for breeding eating disorders.
I was just gonna say
ridiculous. And it's not only are you expected to be an athlete, but you're supposed to look like a model at the same time, which is just like insane.
And you're a child and you're growing.
Yeah.
They're
body's
making comments on
puberty.
Yeah. They're making comments on your body changing and you're like,
I've heard so much about this.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
So it was like, so for me, like I really resonate a lot with your journey with healing your body and your relationship around food, because I've been there and it's such a challenge and a struggle to, you know, like even now, like 10 years later, I have the standard sometimes of like feeling like I always have to look great and my waist has to always measure a certain amount. Or like, I even remember hearing Romy Strid, who was like a Victoria's Secret model on a podcast. I think she got PCOS, her period.
Yes, same
I was
here.
listening to that podcast, like what is going on? And they'd like measure her waist every single week. And as women, like our bodies, the waist measurement is going to change. At the very least.
Yeah.
Let's ask, I'm going to ask you some like 20 specific questions.
Okay, great.
So 3 words to describe your 20s.
Growth oriented, challenging, but also beautiful.
Lovely.
That's
lovely.
nice.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? We've asked every single person. I feel like everyone's had a completely different answer.
Everyone's had a totally different answer.
I want to
really
hear
nice.
what the other answer. Well, I can't say.
I can't remember, but I know they've been different.
Some have said drunk. Some have said confused.
Oh my God.
Someone said drunk. Someone said confused.
Someone said hopeful,
adventurous.
Yeah.
Like
Everyone's had a different answer.
Everyone's a different way.
Challenging.
Yeah.
It's a weird time because everybody is doing something different.
Yeah.
I have friends who are getting married, friends who are going to have kids soon.
Right.
Like, it's just
so
crazy.
True.
Yeah.
It's so true.
What would you say was like the rock bottom moment of your 20s? And how did you navigate it? I don't know if we've already talked about it, but
yeah. I don't know why my mind is going here, I guess, but like, you know, apropos to therapy, I guess, is like noticing patterns of like why I react to certain things the way that I do. Like, I mean, not to get deep, but like, I guess that's why they're like,
go for it.
But yeah, like, the question was what again?
What was a rock bottom?
The rock
moment?
bottom. Okay,
Yeah.
so then it should get deep.
That's what you're comfortable with.
Yeah,
Whatever
like,
you're comfortable
yes,
with, yeah.
like knowing, like figuring out, but not in a rock bottom in a good way though. Like figuring out why I am the way that I am.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to like look at the negative parts of yourself or negative parts of the way that, you know, I don't want to say like my childhood because I had a great childhood, but like obviously you have to look at those things and realizing that, but that's what's propelled me forward.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like I know these things about myself now.
Yeah.
Why I react this way, why this thing triggers me or why that, you know?
Yeah.
So I'd say that, but definitely like an actual tangible moment rock bottom absolutely is when I let the business like completely take over me. And that's when I really started to go to therapy.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't operate like this as much anymore, but it was almost as if this business was like brain surgery and it's like, I need to calm down.
Yes.
I am building a healthy snack company. It's the food business.
Yes.
I'm not saving lives.
Yes.
Why,
It's a good reminder.
Why is this like making my chest tight and like giving me anxiety. And I was like, I need to stop that. This is not like
it's not sustainable.
That was definitely the rock bottom, is like when I let the stress of the business take over my health.
Right.
100%.
And then you're not enjoying what you're doing.
No.
I appreciate you sharing that, because we've been there too.
But also back to the reacting part, it's important to understand yourself and how you interact with the people around you.
Yes.
Because I feel like the quality of your life is the quality of your relationships. And knowing yourself helps you know how to act around other people and become the most effective, like live effectively almost. So that you're not like reacting for what seems like no reason, but there's obviously a reason internally. But like I feel like it helps you live a happier, more peaceful life.
Just like, I know why I'm doing this, and that's I can now not react that way because I know where it's coming from or whatever.
Was there like, so when you hit those, you know, like that rock bottom moment where the business was just taking over your life, was there any kind of limiting belief that was fueling that for you? Like, were you afraid like, oh, I'm not good enough if I don't, you know, do X, Y, and Z? Like, was there something that was?
You know, fear of like letting my parents down, letting other people down, like if it's not gonna work. I don't know what that is. Like maybe I feel like I have to prove myself. You know, I've thought about that. But then someone told me, I think you have. It's actually my yoga teacher who I've been all over the world with on all these retreats.
That's so cool.
He said, Sydney, I think you're more afraid of success than failure.
Interesting.
And it was crazy, and the limiting belief there, and it still follows me. I'm still working on it. I'm not perfect. It's still 5 years in. When I place orders for the business, it's like they make me place orders with, you know, manufacturing with a certain quantity. I somehow always underplay it because I'm like afraid of like having too much product. It's like this limiting belief that I don't think I'm going to sell it, even though I am. And I always end up out of stock sooner than I thought. I don't know what that is, but it's like a fear of like blowing it up. And with a bigger business is more stress. And I know that from watching my mom and how when her business grew, her stress also went up. And so I have that correlation in my head. So then when I'm trying to grow this, I have to remember, okay, I don't have to, it doesn't have to be like that. I have the awareness now. I can grow the business. It'll be stressful. But I can manage it because I have the tools to manage it. I don't want to say it's not going to be stressful because that's what they say, you know, more money, more problems. Like they say it. So that's a limiting belief of mine.
For sure.
I appreciate you sharing that though, because I think we also have this notion that, you know, especially seeing you and you've got this French Squirrel brand and, you know, you're 5 years in. I think someone from the outside might be like, oh my God, she's made it. She's fine. She's not dealing with anything. Like, we're all a constant work in progress.
And I like how you said you have the tools to manage it, because life's always going to be throwing stuff at you. And I feel like we all should have a little toolkit on how we manage these things throughout life. Because it's like life is never going to be stagnant and there's never going to be anything. Whether it's business related or family or whatever, you know, we're always going to have things that are going to come up. And I feel like the toolkit is what's going to get us through.
And our generation has different tools than our parents.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. She does, my mom, I say yoga and meditation and the infrared sauna, and that doesn't even register. And we didn't, because mental health wasn't even a discussion during our parents' time. So now, and thank you for saying that about the tools comment, because it's not helpful to me to listen personally, to listen to podcasts or listen to things or doctors saying, just lower your stress. How, like, that's not the right, I don't think that's the right answer. It's not lower your stress. It's what can I do? What are the tools that I can, when that inevitably arises? So like,
I love that you said that.
I love that. This, even working as sisters. We do everything together. We work together. it's not about we don't have problems. It's that we've learned how to cope with them properly, so that it's not like damaging our relationship or damaging our work relationship.
That's the essence of your 20s. It's like you're learning how to cope with stuff that's all new.
And one last thing on top of that is even like Maddie went through some really difficult health struggles, and those are types of things that you can't avoid. Like even I remember I would read stuff, you know, when someone you love is going through something, like you're naturally gonna be more stressed, more anxious, whatever. And I remember like I would read stuff too where it's like just lower your stress. I'm like, I can't get rid of this health
like
problem.
For Elle and I during that time, a lot of it came up physically. Like the anxiety would come up. Like I had my mom take me to the ER once because I thought my appendix burst.
Oh my
God. My
God.
stomach was like in so much pain,
I'm
and
so
I was
sorry.
looking it up, and I was like, oh my God, like I was like
You
my
were having
appendix
like
burst.
an actual reaction.
And it ended up just being like stomach issues from anxiety. Like I was
so sorry.
fine.
I know.
Thank you, but it's a normal thing. Like when you go
it's
through
like
things like that.
Well, like when you have a business, like that's your responsibility. Health, it's your responsibility. It's not going away. And so, I appreciate you saying that.
No, you know how ironic it is? I'm running. This is the rock bottom, the moment.
Yeah.
My best friend Anna said this to me, and it changed my life. She goes, "How ironic that you're running a health and wellness company and you're not healtly and well." And I was like, "Oh my God." No. I hated it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, that's horrible.
Yeah.
And she said that to me last year. Completely, I turned everything around.
Yeah.
That's
I was like, I'm not
Good
doing
for
this
you.
anymore.
Yeah.
I'm taking a break. Whatever. I went to France to like reset my head.
Yeah.
But like taking a break. I'm taking care of my health.
Yeah.
I'm not letting this business take over me like that anymore. But it still does. Again, I'm not perfect. I have a panic attack in the apartment the other day because not an actual panic attack, but like I can't control when when things happen. But like I try my best.
We're all trying. We actually literally said this on a podcast yesterday. The 20s, she was like she was saying her version of success is just trying her best, and the best is good enough. And I love that because you don't know what life is going to throw at you. And I also think we also talk about choosing your heart on this podcast. You chose the heart of going after something you love. Yeah. And it's always going to be hard.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
It is always. So it's not realistic to say, well, I just want to be stress-free.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So then if you're stress-free, you're not going to be living.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
No, I know,
Like, I actually think stress is a part of life.
Right.
And it's part of
And there's a healthy amount of stress. I think a certain
Yes.
amount of stress, it's like that classic cheesy, like diamonds, what is it? Rock under pressure.
Diamonds
Diamonds
formed under pressure.
Yeah, diamonds are formed under
yeah.
pressure.
But
like it's true.
And if you're okay with answering this, how did you manage the business while you were recouping with your health?
Oh my God, yeah. And this was
that would've
June
been-
of this past year.
Wow.
It was just a couple months ago. It hasn't even now. It'll be a year
In
Next
June.
month.
next month. Yeah.
Wow.
I actually I was home way more often than I am used to. I know it sounds weird.
Yeah.
I'm social. I'm extroverted. I I went to this networking event and that thing and this thing, and then I was on my dating apps and I was spreading myself so thin.
Yeah.
And I was like, enough of this. I deleted the dating apps.
Good for you.
I only went to events that I wanted to go to, and because I was on this protocol, that's why I'm saying it changed my life.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't even about the food, okay? I mean, part of it was the food.
Yeah.
I couldn't eat out for 30 days. I was home for every single meal or taking food with me for a month straight.
Wow.
And what that did was it actually showed me who my real friends are.
Oh.
Because if I couldn't go out to a restaurant.
Yeah.
I couldn't go. So it's like, would you come over to cook with me? If you didn't come to cook with me, then I don't know if we're close enough to even like be friends with. It made my friend circle smaller.
Yeah.
And so because of that, it allowed me to actually, I'm going to focus on my business in a healthy way. I did my health protocol. I was like, going to the acupuncturist, taking my whatever. But I eliminated all the distractions, all the BS, all the things that I was spreading myself so thin. Not to call it BS. I mean, there's a time and place.
Yeah.
But I was like running to Santa Monica for this coffee meeting, schlepping to Silver Lake for this dinner.
Yeah.
And it didn't stop. Yeah. I needed to slow down, and this was my reminder.
Yes.
The health was the rock bottom.
Yeah.
Is my reminder to slow down.
Yeah.
And I was home a lot.
Yeah.
And it was very healing. I know it sounds so
nice.
losery,
No, we still live at home.
Girl, I'm home. Yeah,
I mean, it's my apartment, but like, and I was staying home more so, and I was like, somebody needs to like slap me because I need to stop running myself around. And I notice if I start doing that too much here, it's not good. Now I only a couple days of the week I'll go out to eat with friends. Other times I will make sure, like for instance, like Mondays, I don't like to go out. Yeah. Mondays are my night that I cook and I stay in and I relax.
Yeah. So and it's good. It's
Yeah.
healthy for your mind to have a routine like that. Too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm very strict with my routines of staying in.
Yeah. But I didn't have that.
I
didn't have that until this.
Crazy.
And my business only went up from this.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
Doesn't that just show you something?
Yes.
Like, I feel like the fear is that when you take time to yourself, it's all going to go to shit. And eventually actually is better because you're actually in a better headspace too.
I know.
And I can lead better.
I remember being on the meetings with my accountant and she's like, you've had really good months the past few months. And I was like,
really
I know.
Interesting. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I sat and I eliminated all the distractions. Because I want to help people. I do. People reach out to me. Can you help me with the business? Can you I do, but I need to schedule it well.
Yes.
And not run myself to the floor. So anyways,
No,
sorry.
I love
that.
Would you say that that's your definition of success is like taking care of yourself? Like, do you think that's changed from the beginning of your 20s, like what you've learned?
Yeah. The definition of success for me is definitely,
like balance.
Like I was going to say balance. I had another, the reason I like looked confused right now is because I used to have a better answer. I feel like the definition of success. Oh, I remember. This was my answer because I asked my friends this many years ago. We went to Joshua Tree and we got like an Airbnb and we and we were eating breakfast and I asked them all to say what their definition of success was. They're like, "Who is this? Woo woo, whatever." They're not my health and wellness friends.
Okay.
These are like my childhood friends who think I'm like, they think I'm crazy. I love them though. They keep you grounded.
Yeah.
I said inner peace. That was my answer.
Yeah.
And so it's still my answer.
It's a great base. Yeah. It's amazing.
I feel like
And
it
I was like
incorporates
balance,
all parts of your life.
Taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, peace means balance,
Yeah.
Like inner peace means that you have balance and
because you can't have peace without feeling balanced.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think we can end there. This has been so much
amazing.
fun.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
guys.
you so
That
much
was so
fun.
nice.
Thank you, Sydney. That was
Thank
so
you,
much
Sydney,
fun.
for being here.
Thank you.
We're gonna link everything in the description in the show notes so that you can buy French Squirrel.
Everyone go check out French Squirrel on Instagram, online, and we're going to link everywhere you can get it. And go check out Sydney as well.
And currently French Squirrel's in New York and LA.
Yes, all over actually.
Okay,
so
amazing.
We're in Erewhon in LA, and
Nice.
Jimbo's and Bristol Farms, Lazy Acres, Layla Bagels if you're there, or in New York, Happier Grocery, Pop-Up Grocer. At Uri's, our kosher date peanut butter is now in Manhattan in Uri's. And then we sell at the Fresh Market, which is all over Georgia, Virginia, Florida. So yeah, the Fresh Market.
Lovely.
And
Amazing.
Foxtrot. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh,
Everyone go
amazing.
check it out.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sydney, for coming. Thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you everyone for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
We stayed in the beautiful Westgate in New York Grand Central for the duration of our stay, and it was really fun.
The Westgate treated us to a cozy room and a beautiful boardroom to film in, and the location was just spectacular.
If you're headed to New York and want a place that brings both comfort and charm, hit the link in our show notes and treat yourself to a stay at Westgate New York Grand Central.